Hello, and welcome to Hey Mom, Play This. I'm Kimmy Amber, and I hope through my gameplay that you'll get a chance to decide if you would like to play some of these games as well. This is Sky, Children of the Light, and this is episode 3. We've been working through a playthrough on this game, and we have gotten to Isle of Dawn, and we've gone through the Daylight Prairie. We're getting ready to go into the Hidden Forest, but I actually want to go back to Aviary Village for a minute. Our game is so new that there's so many things to do. Go forth, child, return your light to the fallen stars. Alright, so we remember if you were on, if you started with episode 1, or episode 0.5, I had realized that I was saying in episodes 1 and 2, as I was editing them, that I said, we'll get to that. I'll show you that later on a lot of things that are actually part of, you're going to go past it. It's not part of the overall start to finish play of the game, but it's there and it's available. It's stuff that if you aren't paying attention to it, like this person right here, if you don't understand what this person is, then you go off on a tangent somewhere, and that's basically what I did. Episode 0.5 is me going off on a tangent and explaining to you about this particular event guide, who is Days of Nature. And no, they're not here. They're over at the constellation stone at the portals. But then there's also the season, and there is traveling spirits, and there are all of these little things that are just kind of hidden away in the game. That door is open. What's in that door? Let's go look. A lot of Aviary Village is still blanked out. Fate of our kingdom rests on your shoulders, child. All right, we know that this is an adult, an ancestor spirit. This one's not an ancestor spirit, it's just one of the adults in town, but it's covered in dark, what are they called? The words escape me. Corruption, dark plants. There's an actual word for them. I'll figure it out. But we use our flame to release them. And we're going to light the fire. The last time we were in Aviary Village, we were lighting it up. It was all dark and gloomy. And we lit it up, and people started to show up. I think we're supposed to follow them. A message boat. Where's my mouse? We'll create the boat right there. And we'll say, welcome. My caps lock is on. Welcome to Sky. All right. is our, oh, so this is this game is available all over the world. And so you're going to find times where it's in another language. And this translation down here, translation button, I don't know why I'm completely new to this scene, but I greet all my friends. That's very nice sentiment. So you can leave messages for other people in Sky. And here we have, could be Chinese. Friends, will you travel in the sky with us again? So there are ways for you to leave messages for other people in the game. Well, we looked at that one. That one's ours. Thanks for always warping in. That's kind of cute. So at some point, we'll have the opportunity to do, to place other messages within Sky, either in a boat or there's some other avenues as well. Wait, do you have anything else to say to me? Nope. And the boy wants us to follow him. So because this is still new, like I said, there are things to be done in Aviary Village. And we're just going to kind of go take a look and see what's open and available to us. We'll talk about that boat another time. It's not at all, there's no activity in there that's essential right at this moment. We've already accepted those lights. This is, you know what, we'll just go ahead and go. This is Days of Nature. It's to bring awareness to ocean pollution. And we have a whole bunch of, these are spells. So there are things like this cape that you can get, but maybe you aren't sure how it looks. So they give us spells so that we can try on the things that are available on the friendship trees and in the in-game purchase, in-app purchase store. There are 2 stores. I'm not going to discuss them in detail because I do in the .5 episode. We're going to collect all of these. And later on we can, oops, no, we aren't going to do that because this event, you get tickets for participating in it. You can buy tickets with candles, and you can buy, these are dewdrops of color dyes. Right, now this is an event shop. So there are things that you can buy in the shop. There's this Earth Conservation Cape, the Ocean Cape. These are specific to this Days of Nature event. This necklace and the turtle cape. And then you can get the turtle cape with some additional candles, a little seashell, like this one right here that's sitting there, and a special hairstyle. These are all actual purchases, they're money, and half of the cost of these go to the program. It slipped my mind. The ocean cleanup. So it's a partial fundraiser for them. But we're going to come over here to our event guide, and she's going to tell us a little bit about the event. So that is the general idea. We're going to look at their friendship tree again. We've got some, we only have one candle. Actually, if we forge our candles, then we have, oh look, we have 4 whole season candles. We haven't even looked at the season yet, although I do look at it in the .5 episode. We have 10 candles. These are the things that are available on the friendship tree. We've got some clothing, which all clothing is called pants. I don't know why. We've got hair. We've got this mask that this character is wearing, and this cape, and then looks like maybe another necklace, and then we've got some headwear. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to go into our spells. That's this bag here. So now I've got all of these spells that I just collected. And we're going to do the cape that one is wearing. You can do 4 or 5 spells at a time. So here's that cape. Kind of wavy, looks like a little fish, blues and greens. Some hair. Yes, let's try the hair out. Goodbye, ponytails. Oh, that's actually very pretty. This is the one that's for sale in the event app store. I like that. I like that hair. Let's see what else. There's a turtle necklace. And here's the clothing. Let's look at the clothing. These pants. There's kind of a wave look. Oh, I like this outfit. I am big on capes, and so this cape on my personal account is the first thing I got when the event started. I came right over and bought the cape. I love capes. We could try on the other capes, and maybe we will in a little bit. Let's see, what is the hairpiece, or the headwear? Hair accessory. Oh, like little, oops, little coral. Like a coral crown. And then we've got, there's the mask with the swirlies on it. What's the other mask? There's one more. This one here. Well, let's put the mask on too. Now this gives you a chance to see what the items look like, because sometimes the pictures just don't do them justice, and as you can see, her cape, you can almost not see it at all. So this is some of the items that are on the friendship tree, but also available from our friend elder, or ancestor over here in that purchase shop. Now we're going to go over to where she called this the readme called this an elder manta. We're going to go over here. Now you saw it teleported us here. At this point in our game, having only gone through 2 of the areas and not even the entirety of Daylight Prairie, this is an area that right now we can't get to on our own. So the teleport is there to allow even new players the opportunity to participate in these events. All right, it showed us the pearl and shells. These are extra event light for us. You see now up there I have 1 ticket. Events you purchase, your in-game purchase currency is tickets for events. Pretty much candles for everything else, different kinds of candles. So we're going to release that manta. We're going to look for the little beeps and find out where there are 2 more. We're going to head on over here. You look at the yellow bar that indicates my... Oh, come on. One of you. Do I have too much yuck on me right now. I might have too much. Oh, there. This is a beastie in our corrupted ocean. I see the black bar underneath. I'm so full of pollution that my light has gone away. If I were to continue on, it would actually just keep taking my light away, and that's something we'll talk about when we get to actually do the run through on Hidden Forest, because it's the first time you actually have your light being drained by the environment. And I don't see the little red things on that guy, on that monster's head, so I'm gonna take a chance and hope that I can see the light that's coming down to me. That's the event. Helps us get totals of the event tickets. There's the Elder Manta. Very happy with us because all event ticket light collected today was the message at the bottom. You can collect 5 per day. The events usually run 14 days, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, somewhere along those. And we're going to collect our tickets up there just like we would forging our candles. So now I have 6 tickets that I can purchase. Now, remember we were in one of these buildings, and that's where we got our haircut in the very first episode. These stores all kind of run together. There's the barber. Hello, barber. These stores all run together. There's different things in each of these stores. And we don't have them yet because we haven't gone through the quest lines that give us... Whoop. Oh, look. We went through and we mothed. There's a moth. Yeah, right now we don't look like we're a new player, do we? All right, that was the furniture store, and we did the boat thing. That's where we had our hair done. And that door is closed off. Now, we don't know any of these ancestral spirits yet. This is where you get your daily quests that will earn you candles. Right now we're in the middle of a season, so it earns you season candles. When we're outside of season, it just earns you the white candles. Today's realm to go and get these daily quests done is actually the Golden Wasteland, which we're not even close to ready to go through. Because remember, we have to go in sequence, and we're getting ready to go to the Hidden Forest, which is realm number 3. Golden Wasteland is realm number 5. So, we're actually going to look at, if you're in Aviary Village, you come up to these and you say, we have exclamation points. There's a quest for us. Now you see their symbol went to F or to question mark, and they're basically saying, did you finish my quest? So we're going to get these because there's probably 1 or 2 of them that we can do, even if... Now here are on the left, here they are. Knock over 5 creature crabs, send a gift, relieve a spirit's memories in Gold Wasteland. We're not going to be able to do that one. And the bumbling bosun's memory in Treasury Reef, we're also not going to be able to get. If we get a friend, then we can send a gift to a friend. We don't have any yet, but we might be able to knock over some dark creature crabs. We'll leave those. If we come across them, then we will. If not, we will eventually get to the daily quest where we have an area for each. Now, if you wanted to sit down here, then our friend will bring you a cup of drink. It's just a drink. It's just fun. At this point, later on, when we get a little further in, I'll show you something else that happens at that little bar. But this is the inside of that little bar. And if you sit down here, then the cook over there will make you a special treat. made with love. It's a little cinnamon roll kind of thing. It's actually candle wax, candle light. So fills up our candle over there. We can make a new candle. And now we have 6. We are cooking with gas. All right, and then this door takes us out to the portals. Now the little boy wanted to talk to us, so let's go. There's our season guide for the season of the bluebird. Now, no, you don't have anything to say to us? I think he's just saying that's our next section. But we have 27 minutes. I don't think that I can get through a significant portion of, well, let's try. We can always come back and look at the rest of, there's that one quest line in Aviary Village, and maybe we'll look at that the next time. So here is our, it's called our social space. There's our closet or wardrobe, and it's a social space because if there's somebody here and you light that candle, sit down with them, you can talk to them even if they're not friends, until the candle completely burns out. There's our mapstone on the other side of the clearing. All right, we'll light this up. I think when we were in Daylight Prairie, we caught all of the mapstones that we needed to find. We might have missed one though. So again, here's our mapstones. This is a representation of us. So that's the section that we're in. This is Butterfly Fields, the villages, the temple. So no, we've gotten all of the ones that we expect to have at this point from Daylight Prairie. This was Isle of Dawn, and I think we missed a map because there should be one more section. So at some point we'll have to come back. Of the quests, one of them is over here, and the others are interpersonal quests, so they're not on the map. But this is our hidden forest. This is where we're at right now. Remember, this is the bluebird season of the bluebird staging area. All right, let's go see what we can accomplish in the hidden forest. So we're going to fly down here. I just want to show you real quick, we can't go in there, but there's this section over here. Let go. Stop flying. I told you I'm a lousy flyer. I'm so bad at it. We have not met any of the ancestral spirits in Hidden Forest yet, so we don't have the one to open up this spirit gate. But this section is a quest line, opens all of this up. It's called the Treehouse, and it can be the access in the treehouse can actually be used as shortcuts. So when we get to that quest line, we'll point it out again. Oh, look, we have a winglot child up here. Whoop, don't fall off. All right, there's our wing light. And now we have 11. Next wing will be at 20. And we're going to miss that door because we've got another mapstone over here. Whoop. Bounce, bounce. I didn't notice when we were, because we didn't have that map yet. There is an ancestor spirit in the next section on the other side of that gate. So we'll go ahead and talk to this one because that gives us at least one spirit where we can participate in some of those other areas that are behind spirit gates. If I had come to the mapstone before having gotten that spirit child, child of light, then we would have seen the little star that represents that there's a child of light on the map. Alright, we'll go through this gate. And there's that ancestor spirit. Alright, now, this is the first realm where we see the effects of the corruption. Remember the darkness plants? It's part of the corruption of the land. And if you want to know the idea and the history behind that, check out the Discord. There's all kinds of people that talk about the canon on this. But this is the first time we experience any environmental issues based on that. If we go out into the rain, you see the light creeping up on going up on my cape. If you look at the top, the yellow is going away. The rain will drain your light. So we're going to come over here and recharge real quick. So you have to stay out of the rain. It's really kind of tough to do when I knew that there was a darkness plant over here, even though you couldn't see those lights. And then when I went by, you did. It's kind of just, sometimes you can't actually see the little light balls. All right, so we're going to come over here. Excuse me. This person is doing this spirit as well. So they're trying to, looks like they're trying to stay out of the rain. They're cold. All right, we need to go through the door. That is not what I was trying to do. Oh, excuse me. So I've gotten some butterflies. Dye butterflies. All right. Dye as in to dye items. I'm going to collect these butterflies as well. Simply because, well, maybe I will, maybe I won't. There we go. This white one, some of the colors are more rare than others, and white is a rare color for dyeing your clothing. We will get to the quest line about dyes. That's in Aviary Village. We will get to that. But if you want to know a little bit more about it right now, I talked about dyeing the clothing, but I didn't tell you how to in episode 0.5. I didn't tell you how to get the dyes and how to do it. So that's a quest line we're going to have to do. Shivering. And here's a new emote for us. And now we've collected the memory from this ancestor spirit, and we need to take it to the temple here in Hidden Forest. We're going to collect some more light here. And we've got a new wing light child. And then we're going to go through the door. There's other things to do in this section, like over there at that tree house. But it's, oh, hello, we're making an acquaintance. Hello. There are other things to do in here, but a lot of it has to do with a quest line that is associated actually with the treehouse. So we'll come back to do those another time. This section of the Hidden Forest is called the Brook, or I think it's called the Brook. You see they're flying everywhere. I am not the best flyer. So you'll see a lot of times that I skip instead of fly. I have a route that I do with my personal character. So I'm going to see if my light energy will be able to take us along that light. I'm talking about Candle Run here, where we're getting, okay, yeah, got to get out of the rain, and we can come over here to the fire now. Now the fire will produce these little bulbs, and they are light as well. So we can collect those if we're here. Unfortunately, there's a little glitch, the ball doesn't disappear. And sometimes the ball is there, but you don't see it. Like those lights that you didn't see that we collected as we were running past them. Now, I seriously doubt that I'm going to be able to get all the way up there. We're going to try. But I don't have a whole lot of wing light. Oh, we're going to make it. Yay! A lot of candles up here and a new wing light child. Now, if we had gotten most of the way up here, those mushrooms, they're mushrooms. Yes, those are the mushrooms. Though you can recharge your light on those as well. All right. And then I fly down and around here. Like I said, I have a route that I use. I have found it to be very effective for me to get candlelight quickly. Some more light. And then we have another ancestral spirit here. Let's see if we can... Is this a follow? It is a follow. That's good because I am not very good at the escort quests. And we need to go up and over there. We were coming this way very shortly anyway. We'll go back though because there is another wing light child over there. We're just going to keep following this blushing prospector. Fly over here, get out of the rain again. And then we have to burn the darkness off of her to gather her memory. And a new emote. Another following ancestor to take to the temple. And I have about 15 minutes before I need to start wrapping this up. So we're going to actually go back where we were when we found the blushing prospector. There's another wing light child over there. We're going to try and go get that one too. But there's this one over here on the wall, behind where we found the blushing prospector. We're going to run in here and get this one. That little pavilion's where we found the blushing prospector. I don't know if we have enough energy to get there, but you see there's the mushrooms on the trees, so we could recharge our light on the tree. Yeah, we're not going to make it. Oops. So we can recharge our light right here. We're going to make one more attempt at getting that wing light child. Whoops. Get off the roof, get off the roof, get off the roof. No, get off the roof, really. Seriously. Okay, there we go. Every time you get one of these wing lights, it recharges all of the light in your cape. So that's helpful, particularly when you're up here in the stratosphere with almost no light energy. Now I'm going to not finish this section. I'm just going to run through so that we can get to the temple with these two spirits. There's another one over there on the left, ancestral spirit. And we've got another wing light child. They add up pretty quickly. So we have 16. We need 4 more for our next wing. There's another ancestral spirit. I am actually just gonna, this area is called Broken Bridges, and you'll see that in just a second here. I'm going to bypass a lot of this stuff. I'll come back in the next episode and we'll run Hidden Forest again. Through those tubes, of course, we were staying out of the rain. Now, this is why it's called Broken Bridges. We're going to, in order to get to the temple, which is up there on that high spot in the background there, in order to get there, we need to cross the bridges, which are broken. So we need to find a way to fix the bridges. And it's a part of a game mechanic. If we light this light, then somebody's all the way at the end already. They helped us a little bit. But if they hadn't helped us, this first section of the bridge would have raised. And then we would have had to burn the darkness plant off of here, which happened while it was still below us. So let's go get that light real quick. Straight up so we can get back on the bridge. We would have had to light this light, which would bring up the next section of the bridge. And then we have this final. Burn the darkness plants. Light up our lights. And get to this last section where we have a wing light child. We're going to light these candles. Alright, that temple's much too high for us to fly to at this level. We just don't have enough energy. But I can use those jellies in order to get up there, because just like the manta and the butterflies and the birds and those mushrooms, the jellies will recharge our light. So we could just bounce, 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 bounce. We're going to try and fly as far as we can, and then we'll recharge. Maybe on that last one. And I want you to notice it has stopped raining. So when you get to that last section of the bridge and light the candles, this area, it stops raining. So the most effective way to do this Broken Bridges area is to go straight to the bridge, turn the rain off, and then go explore. And we'll do that next time. Unlike the cooperative doors that I showed you in Daylight Prairie, these doors can actually be opened by one person. You don't have to have somebody touching both lamps at the same time. You would just come over here, light this one, then go over there and light that one, and that opens up our temple. Some darkness plants over here, which will give us light. Oh, I saw a boat. Somebody left a boat message. Alright, now you could fly up here in order to get these candles, and I did for this one, just because I knew I could. But if you didn't have a whole lot of light, or you're not a very good flyer, because I was not at the beginning, there is a way for you to, and I don't remember how to do it, there's a way to have this lift you up to this section. There's our mapstone. Oh, we didn't get a map in the Broken Bridges, did we? I'll have to try to remember to do that when we go through again in the next episode. There's our temple. Now this gave us a walkway to get across over here, and another way, if you're able to get to here, you light this one and the platform will take you up to the altar space. This is a darkness tree. I am really, really bad because I don't fly very well. I'm really bad at this, but you try to burn it. See, there's a person down there. It was multiple branches, I guess is the word. This is why I'm so bad at these. You have to kind of either have an extra person or be kind of fast. But if you have somebody who can stand at the bottom after you've done one branch, then you can go on to the other branch and burn it down. I'm really kind of impressed with myself because I'm usually so bad at them. I fall off and then I can't get back up there in time, and it's just never pretty. I'm usually the person at the bottom holding the candle so that that branch has been burned, it won't grow back. Alright, Temple for Hidden Forest. Well, that was rude. our third section of the key to the final door lit up. And our ancestor spirits go back out to the universe, and we have a new constellation. Now we're going to go into the friendship tree real quick, get our remotes. We'll get this spell. And then we have a heart for 3 candles, a hair for 3 hearts, and then our wing buff that we need ascension candles for. We don't have any, so that'll be much later in the game. Now I'm going to back out of that one and come into this one. A new emote, a spell, and then we also have 3 hearts here, clothing for 2 hearts, or a heart for 3 candles. We're going to get that heart. And remember, you can escape from the animation. And we're going to get this heart. And now we have, I think, 1 heart left. We now have 2 of the 8 spirits in Hidden Forest. If you remember, there was a back door out of the temple in both Isle of Dawn and Daylight Prairie. There's a whole section here behind the temple before you actually move on to the next realm. Some lights. We also have a wing light child over here. So this is one thing that takes a minute, once you've run through it once all the way, is to remember that this wing light child is back here when you need to recover your wing lights. And there's some lights over here. These light locations can change, so it won't always be in this spot. Sometimes it's over between those trees over there. And the one that was closer to the door could be on the other side of the pathway. So it's they're always in set positions, but that set position is not always the same every time you come through. Alright, so we have done the temple and we're on the other side, so we're going to take a flight and see what happens here. So we can flap. Flapping, of course, gives you a little bit of speed. And now we're out of energy again, so we're going to dive down into clouds and get some energy. So we can fly a little faster again. And then this is our social area for the next zone. There's our wardrobe closet. This particular realm is called the Valley of Triumph. We're not even going to start this one because I still need to go back to Hidden Forest and finish up some of that. Something that I did not mention in any of the episodes so far until I got to, I did 0.5, to clarify a bunch of stuff, but I should have showed almost immediately. Here's our emotes that we just got. I'm freezing, I'm bashful, light our candle, and this is our portals. But this one over here, this is really good for mods, for newbies, because if you click this, request a player to guide you to new spirits. It puts a symbol over your head. We can't see it, but other players can. It has hands that are holding hand symbol, and that tells them that you would like somebody to help you to find ancestor spirits, to find wing lights, those kinds of things. It is really, really helpful if you are not a new player and you can help somebody who's got one of those symbols over their head. That is just a great community thing to welcome people into the game. So if you ever find that you are stuck and are having trouble, he's in my way, I can't light the candles, there we go. Put that help symbol on, and maybe somebody will take the time to help walk you through. They may take you over to one of those benches where you light the candle so you can talk together. So here's our social area, and that's where we're going to the temple for Valley of Triumph, which is the area we're in now. But we are out of time for this episode. We're going to go back to the portals. And on the next episode, I think I will, there's the portal for Valley of Triumph. On the next episode, I think I will do one more thing in Aviary Village before we come back to Hidden Forest, so that we can clean up some of those quests that are in Aviary Village. Get to like the die quest. I think that might be the one that I do tomorrow, or on the next episode. So thank you again for coming with me in the sky. This is Sky, Children of the Light. My channel is Hey Mom, Play This, and I'm Kimmy Amber. As always, if you enjoyed what you saw, hit the like button. If you are interested in knowing when the next thing gets posted on my channel, do subscribe and you'll get that notification. But thank you for coming along with me, and I will see you in the next one.